So hello students, now in today's video we will see how to represent a priority queue using an array. Okay, so when a priority queue is represented using array, then we have two methods. We need two ways or two types of representation. So one is single queue representation. This is called single queue, or you can call it single array. Next one is multi queue representation. Okay, so let's see what is single queue representation, and then we will discuss about multi queue. So single queue. See, now to represent an array, to represent a priority queue using a single queue representation or single array representation, what we need, actually we actually require two arrays. So we need two arrays, okay, to represent a priority queue. Okay, so what are the two arrays? One of the array is known as data, so this is called data. Second array is known as priority, or you can call it P. So we need two arrays. Okay, now these are the positions. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Now suppose we want to insert any element. So before that we also need two variables. One is front should be 0, and rear, which is also initialized with 0. This is the initial setup, so we say the queue is empty. Okay, now suppose we want to insert an element into the array with a certain priority. Okay, let's see how it happens. Let we insert an element A with priority, let's say 2. Okay, so we need two arrays to represent a priority queue. One of the arrays is known as data, and another array is known as P. So when we insert A in with 2, so how it will be stored? The data array will contain A, and its corresponding priority array value will contain 2. So this is called data, this is called priority value, and the value of front will be 1, and the value of rear will also be 1, so that both rear and front point to the same location. Okay, for simplicity I am making connection. Now you understood why we need two arrays. The one of the array will store the data, and another array will store its corresponding priority value. Okay, so we say data, this array will store data item, and the array P will store priority value of corresponding item. Okay, variable front equal to 0 means it will require point to front element, and rear point to rearmost element. Okay, so now an element is inserted. Now suppose we want to insert more data. So let's say insert B. Okay, insert B whose priority value is right now 1. So B's priority is 1. Now I say the lower the number, if the priority number is low, then it has higher priority. So definitely B has higher priority. So whenever processing will be required, B will be processed before A. So therefore, B should be kept in the front of the queue and A should behind the B. So how it will be inserted? Now again, what happens during insertion? This the high priority element arrives. So when high priority element arrives, so the data A as well as its priority must be shifted back, so to make space available for B. Okay, so B will be available here, B's priority will be stored here. So this is data, this is priority. Then A will be stored behind B, and then the priority value of A. So now value of front pointing to the first location, and this one is called rear. Okay, so this one is rear. So front is 1 and rear is 2 right now. So 1 to means these are the index, these are not priority. Okay, the more we insert another element, we insert, then if that element arrives and it has higher priority than A and B, then both A and B will be shifted. But actually, since I said the priority value of B is 1, I'll assume that B has the highest priority unless and until another lower value priority arrives. Okay, so this is how insertion will take place in a priority queue. Similarly, when we want to perform deletion, the first element will be removed, or the element from the front will be removed, both its data as well as priority will be removed from the queue. Okay, now there is a drawback of this technique. So if we represent a priority queue using a single queue architecture, or you can say single array architecture, although we need a minimum of 2 array, but these 2 arrays are treated as a single array. Okay, so then it has a drawback. So what is the drawback? If you observe carefully, that whenever a higher priority element enters into the queue, then the data which are present within the queue, if they are having lower priority, then they must be shifted towards backward in order to make space available for the higher priority element to be inserted. See, here already we have A in the array, but now when B arrives, the value A has to be shifted towards right, so it has been shifted. Okay, so gradually if more and more elements are already present, then the number of shifting would be more, and this shifting process will waste lot of time and effort. Okay, so this is the drawback. Clear? So we say, what is the drawback or limitation? Drawback of single queue or array when a high priority element arrives at the queue for insertion, then lot of shifting may be required for lower priority element, which are present in the queue, Why it is required? So that the higher priority element can be entered in its appropriate position to make space available. Okay, and this shifting shall waste time of insertion. So insertion time, to insert one single element, it will consume lot of time. Okay, so therefore instead of using single array structure, we will use multi-queue or multi-array structure. Okay, so next we will see multi-queue or multi-array structure. Okay. Now in this representation we use multiple circular array, or you can call it circular queue, multiple circular array, such that for each array we maintain a separate front and rear. Okay, so every array is a circular queue. Okay, so each of the array is treated as a separate queue, but now each array were allotted a priority number instead of individual elements. So individual element priority are not stored instead of individual element. Okay, so when a new element arrives, its priority is compared with priority of queue, and it is inserted in the appropriate queue. Okay, this is what insertion. Now when deletion required, during deletion, unless all elements of higher priority queue during deletion, unless all elements of higher priority queue are not removed, okay, are not removed, we cannot remove any element from lower priority queue. So we cannot remove any element from a lower priority queue. Okay, so now guys, we will see an example of multi-queue structure. Okay, so let us assume that we have a different queue. In multi-queue structure, what happens? We need a multiple circular array. So each array is represented as a queue. Okay, so now suppose okay, so let's say this is our first queue, 1 2 3 4, size is 4. So we say it has a priority value associated with it. So for this particular queue, priority value is 1. Okay, now we have, let's say, another queue whose priority value is 2. Okay. Now we have one more queue having priority value 1, 2, 3. So let us say these are the 3 queues. Okay. So for each queue we will maintain a front and also we will maintain a rear, and every queue is a circular queue. Okay. So now let us assume that 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the indexes. In the first queue the data present is D and X. This is the first queue. So we say here front is 1 and rear is 2. So only 2 elements were there. And if we perform insertion of any element whose priority is 1, then they must be inserted here. I'll explain you, I'll give you that example also. Now suppose here some insertion and followed by deletion is also conducted, and because of that the data stored here is M, P, Q. So here front is 2 and rear is 4. At this location, let's say also some insertion and deletion has taken place, Y, Z, S. Now I say here this one is front and this one is rear. So is it possible really that this one will be front, Y will be front and S will be rear? Yes, it is possible because we are maintaining a circular queue. Okay. So front is right now 3 and rear is 1. Now at this juncture, suppose we will perform insert let's say T with priority value as 2. So now the priority of variable data element T will be compared with the priority of this queue, and it will be found that its priority matches with the second queue, which is 2. So now T will be inserted here. Now what is the rear value of T? Rear value of T is 4. What is the front value of T? Second queue, it is 2. So is this an overflow? Since it is, since I am maintaining a circular queue, it is not an overflow. So the data T could be inserted here, and now this position will my rear for the second queue. Okay. So after insertion, how this particular queue, this entire structure should looks like: front, then rear. For the first queue, the front is 1, rear is 2. For the second queue, okay, first let me draw the queue structure, then we will show. D, X, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is the second queue, and earlier the queue contains MPQ. Now I will insert T. So when you recall, in a circular queue, when rear is max and still there are some space available here, we can set rear equal to 1 and then we can insert. So T will be inserted at the first, then we have M, then P, then Q. Now rear becomes 1, okay, and front is 4, and then 3, 1, S space Y, Z. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Now suppose at this moment we want to perform deletion. See, we cannot delete unless we remove all element from the first queue. Unless and until all elements from the first queue are removed, we cannot delete anything from second queue, and we cannot delete anything from the third queue. So now you might be argued that, sir, earlier I have shown that's because of some deletion, this has because of deletion the front has been moved to set 2. Here I have not given any sequence. Here I have maintained some gap. I told you that after some sequence of insertion deletion, this will be the structure, and here also this will be the structure. But you must notice that during that, at the time of, we say at the time of deletion, this queue might be empty because variable d and x may arrive late, and before that some insertion deletion has taken place here in the q2 and in the q3. Okay, so now since there are some element in here, we cannot remove any element from second queue, we cannot remove any element from the third queue, because their rank or their priority is 2 and 3. So that priority of the first queue is 1, and we say it is the highest priority. Okay guys, you understood? I think, hope you clear. So unless and until front and rear should be 0, both 0 for the first queue, I cannot remove any element from second queue, and I cannot remove any element from the third queue. Okay, so if we perform delete what? Delete operation, then that operation must be conducted D, first queue, from D. So this will be removed. Okay, we perform delete means now what happens? See, first element will vacant, this will be X, now 3, now 4. So now here T, M, P, Q, and then we have S, we have Y, and we have Z. So 1, 2, 3, these are the rank, these are the priority. Okay, so what is the value of front and rear respectively? Front and rear. So these two, front and rear, are maintained in a separate array. Okay, these variable front and rear may be maintained in a separate array. So front is, for the first queue, front is 2, rear is 2. For the second queue, front is 4, rear is 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I told you because of this. From the third queue, front is again 4, rear is, sorry, I'm extremely sorry. For the third queue here, extremely sorry, front is 1, 2, 3. Front is 3, and rear was 1. Okay. So again we want to perform deletion, means we have to remove this X. For further deletion, we'll remove which one? Front of the second queue. And who is the front of second queue? Front of the second queue is 4. So we have to remove Q, this one. Okay. Sorry. Not Q. Front of the second queue is not 4. I'm extremely sorry. Front of the second queue is here 2. I'm extremely sorry. I made a mistake. Front of the, see, initially front of the second queue was 2. And when we make insertion in the second queue, only rear will change. Rear will be 1. Front will remain as 2. So in the second queue, the front is 2. Okay. Fine. So this is how the multi-queue organization should looks like. Okay. So this is what our priority queue. I hope you understood. In our next video, we will discuss a new chapter called trees.